everybody, Cynthia here. I'm back with my Jingle Jangle Christmas in July series, and today I've been creating these really pretty cardinal gift tags. And I love cardinals so much. I love all kinds of birds, but I don't know, red cardinals, and I just love them. I really do. So anyway, I'm going to show you the supplies that I used and show you how I put it together. And then the white, okay, I'll get started here. The sentiment here came from this Recollections Christmas Noel stamp set. So I used the sentiment from there. And I got that quite a long time ago at Michael's. And then the greens I used behind my cardinal came from this Tim Holtz Thinlits die set. And they do have some of these, or they did have some of these available on Amazon. And if they do, I will post a link below. And then also, this is my red cardinal die. It's super simple to use. There's only the light piece, the light red here is the main piece. And then the dark red is this piece here. And you just have to glue those together. And then this little tiny piece here is the black part of the cardinal's face. And it came together really pretty. And then the snow you see here, I actually used my snow text from Deco Art. And I'll post a link below for that as well if you don't have any in your stash. I'm using a little paintbrush that it's kind of got like a stiffness to it. And I use that a lot to apply my snow text. I use some sheer green ribbon that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. And I use this Baker's Cotton. It's crochet thread, but you can use any kind of twine that you'd like. And I've already created my double bow. But I will show you how to create a double bow with the twine. In case you don't know how to do it, I'll show you in a larger version so it's easier to see. I'm sorry, I have greens cut for my projects here and it's all over my desk, so forgive me for that. But anyway, let's get started. So for my tag itself, I also used the large tag right here that you see. I used that one, and I got that from Amazon, and I'll link that below. And I like it because it shows a stitching, like a faux stitching around the tag. I think that's so pretty. And I just have some white paper here that I'm using walnut stain distress ink, and I'm going to ink it up. I just wanted like some of it to look a little bit darker and inked up for this project. You don't have to do this. I just thought it would look prettier. And then I can't pick anything up today. And then I'm going to go ahead and darken the edges. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to flip this over so maybe it's easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. Okay, now as for the greens, what I did was, and oh, I lost my two little pieces I had done, but that's okay, I'll make more. Alright, oh no, they're here. I'm going to show you what I cut out though from the Thinlits die. I used this large one here, and I cut one out in a dark green and one out in a lighter green. So the dark green one I'm actually going to place on here like that. I don't really want any greens hanging off, so I'm actually touching the sides with that, and this I'll aim the stem towards the end. And then I'm going to go in and add this one, but I'm going to cut it in half. So, not exactly half, but I just went in at the edge here and snipped that off. Because part of it is going to lay this way, and another part is going to lay this way, sort of. All right, so let's glue the green on first, and then I will show you how I did my snow text. I love making gift tags, and I make real simple ones, you know, to put on packages, but sometimes I really just like to sit and play around and make special tags for some of those special gifts. I just find it a lot of fun to create something in a small space. And yeah, and plus I sell gift tags on my eBay and things like that. So, and my mom loves doing them too. So we like to design different ones, and there's a lot of Cardinal gift tags, you know, sitting on branches and things like that on Pinterest if you go on there. This is like nothing new, but I've had this Cardinal die in my stash for a very long time, and I thought, why am I not, I think I paid like $2 for it, maybe not even. I don't know what the price would be now, but like I said, I will post a link below. But yeah, I've had it for a long time. I'm like, why am I not using this? This is crazy. So when I put my Cardinal on, I kind of want my, like, similar to this one, I want my tail to kind of be between this area here and here, like right in this section. So that's what I'll do there. But what I like to do is just set my Cardinal on top and then decide where I want to place my greens. And I think I'm going to just overlap these. I think that's going to look really pretty. Let's see. But this is what I do. I just kind of mess around with it, see where I think laying my greens would look the best. And I kind of like that right there. And then I cut out 2 of these, which is this die right here. And what I did was I didn't want to use the whole thing, so I just pulled it apart. And I'm using these 3 here, and then this I'll set aside to put in other projects. But I'm using 2 of those, which I already have cut out here. So I kind of like the way that's placed, and I think I'm going to go over here a little further and glue these on. So I hope everyone who celebrates Christmas holiday is getting some projects done ahead of time. I always say, oh, I'm going to get everything done ahead of time so I don't have last minute shopping and last minute card making, and every year it's the same story. I'm running around like a chicken. Well, I'm not even going to say that because that's not a nice saying. But anyway, I'm running around like crazy trying to finish things up. And so, yeah, maybe fingers crossed, I'm going to get done ahead of time this year. I really am working hard on the craft show items that I have going because I want that done early. And I've been working on the layout series and the Halloween series that's coming up in August. I'm so excited for that. And yeah, just having fun with that stuff. But I'm always working on all of that, and then I think, oh my gosh, I don't have any Christmas cards made, or I don't have, you know, my baking done. And this year I would really like to get things done ahead of time. I really would. Okay, so this one I think I'm going to place somewhere up here, but if you can see the white piece of my paper, which is the inside of this color, I want to tuck that behind the bird. I don't want that showing. So I usually leave my bird on top where I actually want it placed, and then I'm just going to pop this in here so I know that's going to stay hidden. And I'll do the same with the bottom branch. Put my bird back on. And I think it looks cute just like this, you know, not really, you don't have to add the snow text if you don't want. You could even color it in a little bit with a white Jelly Roll pen, but I really just wanted to add some dimension to it, and that's why, I don't know if my camera's picking it up, but you can see the snow text like laying on the branches, and I just think that looks really, really cute. So that's why I went ahead and did that. And I'm actually going to put my bird on, and we're going to do the ribbon, and then we'll go in and do the snow text, because on these two, I tried to do the ribbon, and it was hard because this was still drying, the snow text, and I smudged them up. So I had to go in and do a little bit extra, but I think that looks cute right about there. Okay, and then I have my Merry Christmas sentiment is actually going to go on last, but I have that popped up on Pop Dots as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my ribbon, and you can cut these to any length that you want. If you want this exact length, it's 5 inches. But you want to cut yourself a little bit extra so that when you trim it up, in case you make a mistake, you have that extra on there. I'm just going to push that through and join them up at the top. And then I took some of this twine, and I'm just going to tie a knot around this. I'm going to try to. So what projects are you guys working on right now? I'd love for you to leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys are doing. Are you working on birthday projects, or are you doing stuff for a craft show? You know, do you have a craft show coming up? Are you working on holiday items right along with a bunch of us here on YouTube seem to be getting our holiday items going? Are you working on Halloween or Thanksgiving? I'd love to know. Okay, and then once I have that on, I'm just going to trim up. I usually don't waste this much, but there's days where your hands just can't work with tiny strings, and you got to do what you got to do. Okay. Now that I have that done, pretty much right on top of this piece that I tied around is where I'm going to be gluing my bow. And I made the double bow out of twine. I made a little bow out of the sheer ribbon. And if you've never made a double bow, I pretty much use these 3 fingers. I'm going to make a larger one so it's easier to see. And I let some hang off here, some excess. And I drape it across, and I wrap around once and then again. Okay, and then I cut some extra. So that's 2 times. I remove my middle finger, and I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to wrap it around. And then you see how we created the loop? There's a loop right here. I'm going to wrap it around and then feed that through the loop. Find my center and pull. And then I'll do it again. I'll wrap it around. See how I created the loop here? Put it through the loop and pull, just for extra security. And then there you have it. You have your double bow. Super easy. And then I just cut off the excess. Now this one is a lot larger than the one I made for here, but I thought I would create it larger, you know, so you guys could see it better. And I'll use this on another project. I have no problem with that. Alright, so that's how I created that. And I'm just going to add some hot glue. I had a little too much hot glue there, so let me just rub some of that excess off. And I'm going to glue it right to the twine that we wrapped around. And then I'm going to trim off the excess here at an angle. Yay! That looks so cute. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to get out my Snow Tex. And I've used a lot of this already, and I stirred it up before camera. So basically I just dip my paintbrush in. You could do this with a toothpick as well if you wanted to. And I'm just going to start painting some snow. And I only take a little bit at a time. But I want to paint some snow on these branches. And you basically do that, personal preference, you know, wherever you think it's going to look good to you. I pretty much did them all over. I love when people add snow and things to their projects. They have paint pens, I think, that the paint gets puffy. You could use that. But this just is on hand and easy for me to use. So you're going to just do that throughout your whole tag. Add some snow. And like I said, I do a little at a time just to see where I might like. Whoa, that's not a little. Did you guys see that? That was a big bulky mess. Okay, I'm going to add some here. Being careful not to get it on my bird. And I think I'm going to add some in here. I know my Merry Christmas, the S part, is going to go towards the edge here. So I want to see, it's going to cover up some of that snow. I want to see where I can add a little bit more to it. Alright, now for the sentiment. We're done, guys. I think this tag came together pretty easy. Oh, I love it. I love a cardinal. So I'm going to post links below to things I purchased if you don't have anything like this in your stash, but just shows you another way. I'll probably go back in and darken that up a little bit because sometimes when it dries it gets lighter and you might have to add a little bit more to it, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and happy crafting.